According to Walter Isaacson's biography of Steve Jobs, has it been released yet? I'm not sure. I guess it's everybody has a copy in media. According to the book, Steve Jobs told Rupert Murdoch that Fox News was, quote, a destructive force in our society, end quote. That's according to the biography by Walter Isaacson. Isaacson writes that after speaking at a News Corporation retreat, Steve Jobs got alone with Murdoch and unloaded on him. Jobs told him over dinner, quote, "You're blowing it with Fox News. The axis today is not liberal and conservative. The axis is constructive, destructive. And you've cast your lot with the destructive people." He went on to say, "Fox has become an incredibly destructive force in our society. You can do better. And this is going to be your legacy if you're not careful." End quote. Jobs told Isaacson that he thought Murdoch did not really like how far Fox News had gone. Jobs said, quote, "Rupert's a builder, not a terror downer. I've had some meetings with James Murdoch, and I think he agrees with me. I can just tell," end quote. "You are a destroyer. Fox News has become an incredibly destructive force in our society." You want a quick example of that? If you go to AOL, I know. But if you go to AOL, when you open up on the front page, on their news page, you'll see a story that says, guess what, I think it says, guess what ACORN is doing now. You remember ACORN, the activist organization that had worked for years to help the poor, the working poor, get social services, be able to get a house, so on and so forth. And then right-wing thugs put together a video that was all nonsense. And, of course, capitalist America went ape poop over that video. And all of a sudden, ACORN was totally defunded. Next thing you know, they're out of business. So according to Fox, and by the way, this is how agitprop works. This is how an agitprop organization works. Agitation, propaganda. This is Fox News. First of all, listen to this. This is scattered throughout this article. I want you to hear these words. Sources tell FoxNews.com. Sources tell FoxNews.com. According to several sources, sources said, the sources said, sources said, sources said, sources who participated in the teachers' union campaign said, one source said, current staff members at NYCC said, one source said, multiple sources said, one NYCC staff member told FoxNews.com, the source said, another source. Now, I went through this article, printed it off, and went through it and highlighted. There's not a single name, not a single example of attribution of all these quotes. Everything you just heard me say are quotes that FoxNews.com has put up on their website and AOL has glommed off and put on the front page of their opening their homepage, AOL's opening page. Not a single quote to attributed to anyone. This is how agitprop works. This is how, this is what Steve Jobs was talking about. Fox News has become a destructive force in society. I mean, I could read this to you, but what they're saying is that the Occupy movement is really being run, organized, financed by ACORN. This is what Fox News does. Former New York office for ACORN, the disbanded community activist group, is playing a key role in, quote, leaderless, end quote, Occupy Wall Street movement. organizing guerrilla protest events and hiring canvassers to collect money for various causes while spending it on protest-related activities, sources tell Fox News. That's just one example of the sentences that are in this article that should be used as bathroom tissue. It works out of the former ACORN office in Brooklyn, uses old ACORN office stationery, employs much of the old ACORN staff, and, according to several sources, engages in some of the old organization's controversial techniques, blah, blah, blah. Sources said NYCC, that's New York Communities for Change, sources said NYCC has hired about 100 former ACORN-affiliated staff members, blah, 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 paying $10 an hour. Homeless people recruited from shelters are being paid to support the protests at a rate of $10 an hour, the sources said. Sources said cash donations collected by NYCC, blah, blah, blah. In one case, sources said NYCC staff members collected cash donations for what they were told was the United Federation of Teachers fundraising drive, but the money was diverted to the protest. Sources said. Sources. You see how this works? You see how this works? Frankly, I'm serious. I would love to. I'd love to get one of these lying bastards and do to them what my sainted grandmother used to do to me back in the days of lava soap. I guess lava soap is still around, people tell me. But I'd like to get anyone at Fox, I don't care who it is, Rupert Murdoch, all the way down the food chain to this little prick Sean Hannity. Just let me have one of these people. Let me have them alone in a bathroom with a big old cake of lava soap. And don't worry how I'll do it, but I will guarantee you I will pry their mouth open and wash their mouth out with soap for the lies that they tell, for the destruction that they're doing to this society. As Steve Jobs told Rupert Murdoch, you have become a destructive force in this society. No kidding. So if you want to see Agitprop in action, just open AOL.com. and take a look at the news story on the front page. And then help me figure out how to get one of these Fox News employees alone in a bathroom and where I can wash their mouth out with soap. And once I do one, then, of course, I'm going to start doing the other ones, one at a time.